Hi, welcome to this Blender video tutorial entitled Parenting Objects. Blender allows modelers to create a transform relationship between objects called parent-child. The parent-child relationship is a form of grouping in which the parent object can control the location, rotation, and scale of the child objects. To demonstrate how parent objects work, I've placed a monkey, UV sphere, and torus objects in my Blender scene. I will select the UV sphere and the torus object. Then, holding my Shift key down, I will add the monkey object to the selection. The monkey object, being the last object selected in the sequence, is referred to as the active object, and it's displayed in a brighter color than the other selected objects. I will then press Ctrl P and make the monkey object a parent of the UV sphere and torus objects. Note the dashed line that now runs from the monkey's origin point to the origin points of the child objects. Parenting in Blender works a bit like parenting in real life. If the parent object is moved, the child object moves along with the parent. However, the child objects, like real children, can move on their own. If the parent object is rotated, the child object will rotate about the parent's origin point. However, the child object can be rotated on its own origin point. If the parent object is scaled, the child object will scale towards and away from the parent object. However, the child objects can be scaled on their own. Child objects are listed in Blender's Outliner editor as grouped under the name of the parent object. Here you can see that the monkey object has a UV sphere and the torus object listed underneath it. Once an object is linked to another object via parent-child link, the object is in a type of group. Now, if I select the parent object, I can press Shift-G, which displays the group selection dialog box, and select the children. If I select a child object, I can press Shift-G and select the parent. Or I can select a child, press Shift-G, and select the sibling children. Changes in transformation, which is location, rotation, and scale, made to the parent object are stored in the parent object's data block and applied to the children. For instance, here I will move the parent, then I will rotate the parent, and then I will scale the parent. Now I will remove the UV sphere from the monkey object parent by selecting it and pressing Alt-P. A dialog box appears and asks if I want to clear the parent, or clear and keep the transformations done by the parent, or clear parent inverse. If I select Clear the Parent, the UV sphere is released from the parent and all of the transformations affecting it by the parent are also cleared. Note that the sphere returns to the original position, rotation, and scale. I'll now select the torus object and press Alt-P. Here I will select Clear and Keep the Transformations. Note the torus is no longer a child of the monkey, but retains all of the transformations made while being parented to the monkey. I have no real understanding of what Clear Parent Inverse means. The Blender Wiki explanation for this function leaves me completely mystified. It is also possible, to a certain extent, to use a sub-object vertex as a parent. Here I will add a cube object to the scene. I'll tab into Edit mode, and with all the vertices selected, I'll subdivide it. Then I will tab out of Edit mode. I'll select the UV sphere, and I'll add the cube to the selection. The cube is now the active object. I'll then tab into Edit mode and select a single vertex on the cube object. I'll then press Ctrl P and parent the vertex to the sphere. Now, whenever the vertex is moved, the sphere will move with it. You can use either 1 or 3 vertices as a sub-object parent. This type of sub-object parenting is usually done in association with hook objects, a subject for a later video tutorial, which allows animations to be created by transforming an object's subcomponents.